Thunder Drag Series. Who will emerge victorious? We'll show you next. From the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, this is the 19th annual Toyo Tires four-wheel Jamboree. Well, it's very obvious. It's a monster truck. In fact, coming up on the program today on World of Trucks, it's the Dodge Thunder Drags featuring monster trucks. Now, we notice Lenny working here, the crew chief for Predator and Prowler. Evidently, it takes quite a bit of work to get ready for one of these races. What are you doing?
Oh, quite a bit. We got to go over and check everything, make sure everything's ready to go, fuel them up, check all of our air pressures. We got some pretty stiff competition out here, so we got to make sure everything's ready to go. So we're 100% when it's time to race.
Is there any competitor you're really worried about?
Well, right now, those Dodge boys over there are hanging right with us in points. Allen's leading points right now in Predator, and them Dodge boys, they're tough, and they're catching up on us, but we're going to hope to stay in the lead here this weekend.
You got any secrets, anything you can do to stay up there or to maybe get ahead a little bit?
Well, we got a few, but I don't know if we can reveal them to you, because I know everyone out there is watching.
Maybe at the end of the program today. Thanks, Lenny. Right now, let's find out a little bit more information on exactly what is a monster truck. And with that, here's Doc Riley.
Thanks, Claude. The heaviest motorsport on wheels. That's these guys. 10,000 pounds for the average. Now, by rule, about 9,400 pounds is what you can get away with as a minimum weight for monster trucks. Again, 575 cubic inches. That's the maximum limitation. They run on alcohol. But every single truck's got something a little bit different. Take a look at the broker here, Jim Lee's truck. He has got coil suspension over the shocks. That's nothing really new. Again, a bump stop right here. So if the truck kind of bottoms out a little bit, this right here will kind of absorb some of that shock a little bit. Hydraulic front and rear steering, so very important because these big old heavy 66-inch tires need a little help getting around. From time to time, you'll see the tires actually turn sideways a little bit and crab walk the vehicle around. They do that for ease of cornering. We've got a straight line track right here. It really has one obstacle right off the start, some crush cars, and then after that, it's flat out speed. Will high horsepower win it today? Let's find out as we go monster truck racing on the Dodge Monster Truck Thunder Drags.
And a few minutes ago, you heard Lenny Kilder say that Alan Pizzo and Predator leads the points. Well, maybe after today, but right now you can see he's tied with Jeremy Dishman. Alan Pizzo coming to line to get ready to do business here in the Predator. A few parts a little bit loose hanging off there. Earlier today, Doc Riley had a chance to go over the vehicle.
Thanks, Claude. You know, monster trucks are the only purpose-built racing vehicles that are designed to take a beating because they crash, think about it, almost every single round. They launch in the air, 10,000 pounds up in the air, and then it's got to come down. So it's really kind of the force of crashing, and they do take a beating. Take a look at Alan Pizzo's Predator. Of course, the body on all these trucks, not steel, it's all fiberglass, and you can see it's taken a little bit of a pounding here this weekend. Some, dings and dents and things of that nature. Really, once you start the weekend, it's all about what's between these side shields. That, of course, the engine, the fuel tank, the rear end, all that horsepower that comes to the ground. You want the truck to look good, but let's face it, crashes are kind of cool.
Certainly are, and joining me in the booth today, our expert analyst is Rick Carlson. Well, Rick, a few loose pieces on the Predator as we see the Black Stallion come to the line. Will that affect anything today?
No, those are all on the outside. Those are all appearances. I see a puff of smoke out of the Predator. That worries me more than anything else. Michael Vaughters in the Black Stallion. Is he going to steal one? Yes, he does. That would be the upset, taking out one of the Coal Point leaders.
And, Rick, you did mention black smoke coming out of the Predator. Let's see on the replay if we can see maybe what the cause of that would be.
It just looked like he was down on power. Vaughters on our left was out first. Close run to Predator. That smoke, as you can see now, once he gets into the throttle, it disappears. But by that time, Black Stallion already had the lead in a close one.
And, Rick, without that replay and that freeze frame right there, almost impossible to tell who won that battle.
That's the way the fans like to see him. They like every single run to look just like that.
And speaking of battle, this is the Iron Warrior driven by Trey Myers coming to the line.
And he is up against Rammunition. Rammunition, one of the tough Dodge competitors. Trey Myers, Iron Warrior, not a regular that we see out here. This, I really think, is one of the few times that he shows up, and he has his work cut out for him with his Ford in the near lane. That big Dodge, a lot of power.
Anytime you come up against those Dodge boys, as the example right there, it is a mountain to climb.
Dishman and Rammunition had everything taken care of on the run, but when he landed, he was all over the place. Let's take a look at it again from the top end. You'll see Rammunition right side, front end up, hooked up. Looks good, but when he goes over the cars, he lands up a little bit crooked. Look at that, up on 3 wheels, 1 and back to 3.
And Rick, when they started, pretty even.
Jeremy Dishman, nice pass, man. Let's talk first of all about that round just completed.
That was a great round. It went like an arrow straight down the track. It was good. We've been paying a lot of attention on our motor program and stuff, so we tuned it up a little bit, got some more Hemi power coming out of it.
It's amazing. You guys always seem to produce a lot of horsepower, and you guys can still find more horsepower out of the Hemi?
Oh yeah, there's you got all the dragster guys there that can help you out because they're running pretty much the same motors that we run, and so we got little tricks up our sleeve. Tim's been doing this for 100 years, so he can always pull tricks out of his sleeve when we need it.
Don't you go anywhere. More exciting round 1 action when we come back. This edition of the World of Trucks from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania is being brought to you by Tornado. Don't drive without it under the hood. By Vortex. Portable is profitable. By Road Armor, the only bumper backed by a lifetime guarantee. And by Flowmaster, the exhaust technology company. And a huge crowd on hand in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania today. We're glad you joined us by way of television for the 4-wheel Jamboree Nationals right here on World of Trucks. It's time now for Product Highlight, which features some of the most interesting and innovative aftermarket products available for your vehicle. Now, Doc Riley.
It's Vegas, baby, and what's more exciting with a truck than what you can do to the bed of a pickup truck? We're talking here with Ken of Bedliner.com, and hey, this is a unique product, a unique way for anybody to show off their truck, either in a show and shine application or a commercial application. How do you do this?
Basically, we just have a specific technology that allows us to place graphics or stencils in the bed, and with a bedliner-like coating, put it on top of the bedliner itself to permanently and chemically attach it to the bedliner, creating a very durable and long-term graphic in the bed.
And the design, anything we can come up with, you guys or your dealers can make it happen.
Basically, any kind of stencil or drawing or anything that you could computer generate, we can reverse plot it out and lay it out and then spray the product on top of it.
And again, it is a part of the bedliner. It's not a graphic that goes over the top. It's not a wrap type situation. It definitely is the same material used as the bedliner, correct?
Essentially, yes. It is a low build bedliner product that's sprayed on top of the bedliner itself.
Now, your company has gone not just from bedliners, but also the side of a vehicle, and I guess in theory you could pretty much bedline the entire part of your truck with the custom design graphics in it.
Absolutely, especially for those that use their vehicles in the off-road and any kind of heavy-duty areas where they're going to be exposed to all kinds of damage. They have a durable, permanent, very self-expressioned vehicle at that point.
As we told you, I think this is one of the most innovative products we've seen so far at the SEMA show. Stay with us. At the end of the program, we'll give you complete contact information for Bedliner.com.
3-time points champion and current points champion is Mark Hall in the Raminator, and he will face Jim Leahy in the Broker. And Rick, we don't see the Broker out here very much.
No, it's one of the newer trucks, and Leahy has been able to come out and really start to make a name for himself. But right now, he's up against Mark Hall in, well, 3/4 of the Raminator. The front end came off earlier as he had rolled it in a freestyle, trying to get everything back together, but he takes off, wheels up in the air, and he's out of there. I don't think the Broker had a chance that time.
And the Raminator, I think, won it right on the starting line. As we go to the replay, I think you'll see when the lights come down on your left, that's the Raminator that gets a big jump.
Big jump, wheels up, leads it all the way through. While Leahy and the Broker, not a bad pass, but not close enough at all. Look at it from this angle. You'll see that front end come up in the air by the Raminator. Now he flies, he lands. It was just one of those picture-perfect passes.
It's an amazing hot day here in Pennsylvania, and your motor program is incredible. You guys sound like you're producing some horsepower.
Yeah, the big Hemis, they run strong. They probably like the cool air a little bit better, but when it's warm, Tim just kind of puts a super tune on them there, and it seems to be getting the job done. So whatever he's doing, keep it doing it.
What's the track like?
It's good. It's a little loose, but that rain we had last night, I think that kind of helped with our dust situation and stuff, and I think it made it a little better. It's a little loose. It gets a little weird there through the middle, but that's all right. Makes it interesting that way.
Semifinals coming your way from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania on World of Trucks when we come back. To the Dodge Monster Truck Thunder Drags from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Now, let's check in with Doc Riley.
One of the neat things about four-wheel jamborees and the people that come to these jamborees is they're always finding the newest, the latest, and the best products for the four-wheel and off-road market. And Sonny, you guys at Toyo really have got a great product line for consumers if they're looking at upgrading their truck or maybe getting into a truck for the very first time.
Absolutely. We carry a full line of highway all-season tires, all-terrain tires, and mud-terrain tires as well. We cover everything from your crossover SUVs to your full-size and heavy-duty pickup trucks as well, all the way down to even a small pickup or compact truck. And, of course, we've got things for your mom's minivan and soccer moms as well.
Hey, I'm looking at buying a truck. What should I keep in mind when I'm going to go buy a set of 4 tires?
Absolutely. A couple of things that you want to keep in mind is think about the type of driving conditions that you'll be running into. If you're in an area where you have a lot of snowfall, you obviously would want to look for something with a more aggressive tread design, like an all-terrain type of product. If you're in an area where you have a little bit less snowfall, but where you have to deal with more rainy conditions and you're looking for a quiet and smooth ride, I would recommend something more like an HT tire. If you're a serious off-roader, you like to go hunting or camping up into the mountains or the woods, I'd seriously consider a mud-terrain tire.
This event really attracts just about everybody to it here in Bloomsburg. I guess you've got a tire for just about every application.
Absolutely. We have everybody from your serious off-roaders to your recreational off-roaders as well. So we cover the weekend guys, and we cover the serious professional off-road guys as well. So
stay with us at the end of the broadcast. We'll bring you contact information for Toyo Tires.
Driving the 2005 Dodge Ram Heavy Duty, this is Jeremy Dishman. And Rick, he has his work cut out against Michael Vaughters.
Michael Vaughters, Black Stallion. He is the wild man. I know later we'll see some freestyle and he will go crazy. He really hates to be locked in like you have to do in the racing, but he is good at it. Dishman currently tied for the points lead. He needs to advance. It is close. Oh! We're going to have to take a look at the replay. Rammunition is your winner, but it looks like Vaughters had the lead, and just before the jump, there was a stumble. I don't know what happened.
And Rick, on the replay on the right side of your screen, Mike Vaughters away first, but to no avail. It didn't do him any good.
That was it. I don't know what happened. Dishman takes the win. Let's look at the far lane. The front end is up, and then all of a sudden it settles right down. I don't know if he had to get in and out of the throttle, but Rammunition picks up the win.
I have a sneaky suspicion that horsepower took over right there. This will bring up Alan Pizzo and the Predator in one of the coolest bodies on a monster truck anywhere.
He comes back, reinstated after a first-round loss. He was the quickest of the first-round runners-up, and he has to face Mark Hall. Mark Hall with the back three-quarters of the Raminator, and Alan Pizzo, well, he's missing half the bed of the Predator. There's been some destruction and mayhem earlier, and right now, smoke again out of the Predator, and Mark Hall, well, he is just off and rolling for another, apparently fairly easy win.
And Rick, it makes you think that these guys were coming down to the end of the season. There have been a lot of battles, a lot of skirmishes, and it's beginning to take its toll on the trucks.
That's it. I would say that smoke did him in, while Mark Hall, I don't know if anything would have been able to get around that big Raminator truck. Let's go with Doc. He has the winner of the first pairing of the semis.
This happens a lot of the Dodge Monster Truck Thunder Drags from time to time. Dodge are the finals. Pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, it's a blast, Right now, I think I took over the points lead from Pizzo after that last round. Mark, my partner there, he took out Pizzo, so we're both going to the finals again. And so now I got my work cut out for me because Mark was only like 20 points behind me. So if I get him here, I keep him behind me. But after last night, he's got his hood off, so I don't know if that's helping him or hurting him. So hopefully they're going by our noses so I can beat him by a nose or something.
tuning up a little bit more? Going to eke a little bit more horsepower out of the Hemi or not?
We've been kind of tuning them down a little bit here for the mud and stuff. So I don't know if Tim will pull some strings out of his hat. Hopefully I can talk him into tuning mine up a little more.
There is Tim Hall, the crew chief for both of those big Dodges. Doc caught up with Mark.
You're up against your old teammate right now. Your thoughts as you guys get set for another trip to the finals?
Well, that's cool. When you can get them both in the finals, we're going to have that Ram victory. That's like you were saying. And, you always want to get a win, and especially we want to get one at your sponsor's race. So, Jeremy's doing a great job, and, he's paying attention over there, so we got to watch him. And we've been trading him back and forth so far this year, so hopefully a big red one will come out on top. But, no matter what, we got a Dodge going to win. That's the bottom line.
I asked him the same question I'll ask you. It seems like there's an awful lot of horsepower that comes out of these Hemis, and Tim and the whole crew does an awful lot. You put more horsepower into it, takes them away before you get set for the finals?
Well, the track is in pretty good shape. It's a little loose, but the starting line seems to be taking on that last run. It seemed to me like it lifted the front end. I don't know if the wheels actually came off the ground, but it sure seemed like it lifted the front end there a little bit. So, I think the track's going to take some pretty good power. So I hope he puts a little extra in there. We can always use it.
World of Trucks is being brought to you by Stage 8, the world's best locking fasteners. By Tornado, don't drive without it under the hood. By Vortex, portable is profitable. And by Toyo Tires, driven to perform. We'll be back. We welcome you back to the World of Trucks, where it is finals time. But right now, let's check in with Doc Riley.
Thanks, Claude. Sometimes show trucks are a little deceptive right here. This nice grill has been put in. Also, the aftermarket bumper package has been put together here. Jack Doyle's got himself a nice little daily driver piece. And, hey, Jack, let's talk, first of all, about the front end of the truck. What'd you do to that?
The bumpers have been powder-coated, and actually the front fenders are by Glassworks Unlimited from Huntington Beach, California. The front suspension has custom fabricated shock hoops and king shocks.
Did you do any lift to this truck?
Yeah, it has a 6-inch RCD suspension lift on it.
Let's jump to the interior of the truck. Anything special in the interior?
Yeah, there's not too much. It's got like an aftermarket stereo with Alpine and Kicker products.
What about under the hood?
Pretty much stock. I have the K&N FIPK system on there, and just aftermarket exhaust with Flowmaster.
Why Flowmaster?
They generally give you more power. Also has a good sound without being too loud.
It's a nice package. Again, a daily driver. You add a little bit for the air intake, couple it up with the Flowmaster exhaust, you pick yourself up a little bit of power.
It's finals time as you get a good look at Mark Hall getting ready to go up against the Ramunition driven by Jeremy Dishman. And Rick, what can you say that has never been said about these two guys facing each other?
Teammates, Dodges, both Hemis. Tim Hall tunes them. It now is all down to the driver. That missing front end for Mark Hall means absolutely nothing while they're running. Whoa, look at it bouncing all around. And Mark Hall, the Raminator, the front endless truck, is your winner.
I want to go back to that replay, and you take a good look at Ramunition when he comes off the line. Watch how far he carries the front end right there.
Both trucks had the front ends up in the air, and now we look at it, and, well, that was that discussion. Is it going to be by a nose? But who does have a nose on their truck?
How about that pass? You guys look like you came off the line well. It looked like a neck-and-neck race to the finish.
It was, like I say, I didn't know who won. I knew it was really tight, and, Jeremy ran strong, and the big black one there runs pretty good, too. So he did a great job. There's a good team over there, and, yeah, that's pretty cool when you get a win for your sponsor. That's pretty neat and at your sponsor's race. So that was cool.
That's pretty neat to pick up a win. Move around Alan Pizzo. So now Mark Hall, Jeremy Dishman, the two teammates are tied at 2,200 points. What's next, Claude? I think it's fun time.
This is one of the most popular events at any of the four-wheel Jamboree. As you see Jim Leahy come out in the broker, it's called Freestyle.
Here comes that big Ford. Leahy, one of the newcomers out, was able to fulfill a lifelong dream by putting this machine together, and he just has a ball. Freestyle, very simply, make as much noise, have as much fun as you can. If the fans are going to judge it, they better enjoy it too. Now comes Mark Hall and Raminator, the Dodge that was your winner, and he also is tough at freestyle.
He certainly is, and as we've mentioned many times before, Many of the drivers are ad-libbing their program as they do it.
Well, that's it. They get out there and they'll find out some of the jumps work better. Where can we go spin donuts? Can we get close to the crowd? Right now, Mark Hall says we'll try donuts here, but it's a little bit dry, so he's not able to get up on the tires, but it's a good start and, well, much better than his last freestyle where he lost the front end.
And Rick, I'm wondering, this close to the end of the season, well, walk the dog right there. If the drivers are a little bit more careless today with their equipment, it's coming down to the end of the season.
Some of them may be. Here comes Michael Wouters, and basically he and the Black Stallion is just as wild as you can be. Look at that walk of the dog. Wheel stand all the way down there, dragging what was left of the rear bumper. Now he'll just come over, get on one wheel, two wheels, three tires, and have a ball.
And you saw on that landing, the front left shock went away right there.
Well, he says, I don't need that front left shock. Let me put it back. I like wheel stands better than anything else, Claude. I like them better than the donuts.
And that's one of the best ones I think we've seen all year. Well, what can Jeremy Dishman show us?
He could show us about anything. One of the deals is he's coming away with the one teammate that has all the body parts still on there. Donut's still not doing too well with the dry ground, but he'll put it up in the air and jump a couple more times, and he'll walk the dog.
Jeremy Dishman, a crowd favorite for a long time. If you would like more information on products shown on today's program, log on to these websites. And we would love for you to join us on World of Trucks next week again from Bloomsburg, but this time it will be the Show and Shine Gorgeous Trucks. And that'll put a wrap on this edition of World of Trucks. For Doc Riley and Rick Carlson, Claude Wood, keep on trucking.